Welcome everyone. So what have we just read on today, Friday the 29th of September with Michael and Nadia and the jingle, and it is the St. Michael's festive day. And amazingly, we're both in red, because red is a colour.
Yeah, because Michael is usually portrayed wearing red robes or a red cloak in icons.
It's amazing because Nadia's painted an icon here, which is on the wall behind us, and it's very beautiful. And of course, it's a lot of red in it. It's got red wings and a red cloak, which is exciting. And I totally randomly picked this red shirt this morning. I have no idea why. I just went by my shirt. So I thought, white stripy shirt today.
It also happened on version various day.
We're wearing blue. Wow. See, isn't that just like evidence that God works in a mysterious way, even when you're choosing your wardrobe? Get the right color. So, of course, the readings today are different. Special readings, right. So we have Tobit, who's from the... thank you. And both stories, both these stories, the Tobit and the Acts, have stories of angels. You said you had something clever to say about Tobit.
Just a few.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
Yeah, anyway, so here we have Raphael, one of those 7 angels. And the number is clearly stated here in one of the paragraphs. So I am Raphael, one of the 7 angels.
Right.
And yeah, so here he speaks to Tobit and Tobias, who is apparently Tobit's son.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, and they're speaking about almsgiving, how good it is.
Right.
But it's interesting. I found this really interesting connection. Apart from it being, both readings being about angels, but here in the first reading, in the reading from Tobit, from this apocryphal book, they say it says it was a vision.
Mm-hmm.
While in the second one, it's the opposite, because when angel comes and rescues Peter from prison,
right, comes.
Yeah, so it's the opposite. Here it says
actually comes as a person.
Yeah, so it says that Peter thought it was a vision, but he didn't realize that it was real. So it's the other way around.
Right.
It's very interesting, I think.
It's this idea as well as for me, when I was with you, I was not acting on my own rule, but by the will of God. It's this idea that God's near us.
And also here, Raphael tells Tobit and Tobias something that our icons teacher told Edison and me and all the others probably. So because here the angel Raphael tells them that you are seeing me, but it's a vision. So you see me eating and drinking, but I'm not actually doing this.
Right.
And this is what Vladimir, our teacher, told us, that angels are portrayed in icons as people. They are personified so that it's easier for people to pray with them, to feel their presence. But actually, they are obviously not like
humans.
People.
They're celestial beings, right? Yeah, and hence the wings, actually, because the wings just kind of make them different from humans, which is interesting. Yeah, and also I like this. They kept blessing God and singing His praises, and they acknowledged God for His marvelous deeds, which is nice because actually one of our psalms today was very beautiful. I particularly like Psalm 150, which is all about praise Him for His mighty acts, praise Him according to His excellent greatness, praise Him with the blast of trumpet, praise Him upon the harp and lyre, praise Him with timbrel and dance, which I think is one of those famous hymns. Praise Him, praise Him, praise Him, praise Him, praise Him, da da dee da dum. I need to check that. I think so. I might be wrong on that, but it just reminds me of that hymn. And we need Alison here because Alison was the person that knew all the hymns by heart.
It's very
celebratory psalm, 150, which is kind of ties in nicely with the end of Tobit. They kept blessing God and singing His praises and acknowledged God for those marvelous deeds. Right, and now moving on to the second reading, Acts
of the Apostles.
This is a great story. I love this story. It's like a movie, isn't it? It's like escaping from prison, and he's locked up with chains, and things are going badly, and he's got guards everywhere on the door, and he's 4 of them, and yet despite all this, the doors open and out he walks, which is amazing.
I wonder who it is, because in the first reading it clearly says that it was Raphael.
Right.
But here, I don't know, do you know?
That's a good question, actually.
Because
I'm sure someone like Malcolm, if we had a Malcolm, we always need
we
a
need
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
We need a Malcolm. We need a Malcolm here. We should have a cardboard cutout of Malcolm to help us. Yeah, so it is interesting, and it is amazing how there was quite interesting commentary actually today about this. Kind of reminds us of how angels are active in our lives, that take very much a sort of a day-to-day, have a day-to-day presence in our lives. Sometimes it's just a presence we feel, sometimes it's more than that, like in this story where we actually have a physical being that appears and walks with him. But it also reminds us in the commentary, which is quite interesting, that we need to, in order for that to happen, we need to obviously have a relationship with God, to be asking him daily, to be praying, to have a lively Christian life with God, which is great.
And this daily presence, this active presence, I think is reflected in this idea of guardian angels. So
Right. Yeah, exactly. And the things we hear, when we're, the sort of little voices, I think, in our heads, or a tap on our shoulders, or sometimes you pick up a book, or you listen, or a quote, or something happens, and you go, appropriate, whoa, that just seems to answer a question or a thought or something in my mind. And it reminds us that lovely passage, I can't remember who wrote it, of the footsteps in the sand, where there's the idea of the person talking about his life and sees the two footsteps in the sand of themselves and Christ, walking with them, helping them, and then but then there are various points, there's only one set of footsteps, and the person says, why is that? And for those with the really difficult times in my life, where did you go, Christ? Why is it just my footsteps? And he goes, well, actually, they're not your footsteps, they're my footsteps, and I'm actually carrying you. So that's a lovely moving, lovely thought. And that passage reminded me a bit of this. But anyhow, great. We don't have this morning no Vera, alas. Oh yeah, Dima, thank you for posting. Dima's just posted in the chat the icon. Yeah, perfect. See how beautiful it is. Amazing. And you can do those classes actually with this icon painter. Alison did it, my wife Nana did it, and the results are amazing. I mean, judge for yourself from what Nadia's painted. And they're really beautiful actually. We have a couple at home now, and they are lovely actually. And you don't paint icons, if I said that, you write them, which I think is really interesting. Anyway, okay. Great. Everyone have a wonderful day, have a fantastic Friday, and a beautiful weekend ahead, and see you all back on Monday.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.